शास्त्र स्वरूप एक नंबर श्लोक से इंग्लिश बुक text number 1 text 42
इंग्लिश में फिर हिंदी में
पहले इंग्लिश में पढ़िए फिर हिंदी में 42 पानी time now 5:55
एषा ब्रह्मण्य देवस्य Translation. In this narration about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, various expansions or incarnations of the Lord have been described, and the killing of the two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, has also been described. Purport. Avatars are incarnations, are expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Govinda. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananda Rupam Adyam Purana Purusam Navajovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusam Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, who is the original person, non-dual, infallible, and without beginning. Although he expands into unlimited forms, he is still the original, and although he is the oldest person, he always appears as a fresh youth. Such eternal, blissful, and all-knowing forms of the Lord cannot be understood by the academic wisdom of the Vedas, but they are always manifest to pure unalloyed devotees. Brahma Samhita 5.33. The Brahma Samhita describes the avatars. Indeed, all the avatars are described in the authentic scriptures. No one can become an avatar or incarnation. Although this has become fashionable in the age of Kali, the avatars are described in the authentic scriptures, and therefore, before one risks accepting a pretender as an avatar, one should refer the Shastras. The Shastras says everywhere that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and that he is innumerable avatars or incarnations. Elsewhere in the Brahma Samhita it is said, Rama Dimurti Sukala Niyamena Tishtan, Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, and many other are consecutive expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After Krishna comes Balaram, after Balaram is Sankarsan, then Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Narayana, and then the Purusa avatars, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu. All of them are avatars. One must hear about the avatars. Narrations about such avatars are called Avatara Katha, the narrations of Krishna's expansions. Hearing and chanting these narrations is completely pious. Srinuatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtanaha. One who hears and chants can become punya, purified of material contaminations. Whenever there are reference to the avatars, religious principles are established and demons who are against Krishna are killed. The Krishna conscious movement is spreading all over the world with two aims to, to establish Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to kill all the pretenders who falsely present themselves as avatars. The preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement must carry this conviction very carefully within their hearts and kill the demons who in many tactful ways vilify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. If we take shelter of Narasimha Dev and Prahlad Maharaj, it will be easier to kill the demons who are against Krishna and to thus re-establish Krishna's supremacy. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the original Lord. Prahlad Maharaj is our Guru and Krishna is our worshipable God. As advised by the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. If we can be successful in getting the mercy of the Prahlad Maharaj and also that of Narasimha Deva, then our Krishna conscious movement will be extremely successful. The demon Hiranyakashipu had so many ways to try to become God himself, but although Prahlad Maharaj is chastised and threatened in many ways, he rigidly refused to accept this powerful demonic father as God. Following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, we should reject all the rascals who pretended to be God. We must accept Krishna and his incarnation and no one else.
The next one.
And 44 translation. This narration describes the characteristics of the great and exalted devotee Prahlad Maharaj, his stern devotional service, his perfect knowledge, and his perfect detachment from material contamination. It also describes the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the cause of creation, manifestation, inhalation. Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers, he describes the transcendental qualities of the Lord, has also described how the various abodes of the demigods and demons, regardlessly of how materially opulent, are destroyed by the merry direction of the Lord. Forward. Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with descriptions of the characteristics of the various devotees with reference to the service of the Lord. This Vedic literature is called Bhagavatam because it deals with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees. By studying Srimad Bhagavatam under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one can perfectly understand the science of Krishna, the nature of the material spiritual world, and the aim of life. Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Vedic literature as we have discussed in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, simply by the understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, one can understand the science of the activities of the devotees, the activities of the demons, and the permanent abode and the temporary abode through Srimad Bhagavatam. Everything is perfectly known. Hindi में बोला?
No. Go back to take 42.
Again, did 42 in English? अनुवाद. पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है. साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यपु नामक दो असुरों के वध का भी वर्णन किया गया है. तात्पर्य: विभिन्न अवतार पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण या गोविंद के अंश हैं। अद्वैतम अच्युतम अनादिम अनंत रूपम आद्यम पुराण पुरुषम नवयौवनम च वेदेषु दुर्लभम अदुर्लभम आत्मभक्तो गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि। मैं उन पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान गोविंद की पूजा करता हूँ जो आदि पुरुष हैं, अद्वैत, अच्युत तथा अनादि हैं। यद्यपि वे अनंत रूपों से विस्तार करते हैं तो भी वे आदि हैं। यद्यपि वे सबसे प्राचीन पुरुष हैं, फिर भी वे सदा नवयुवक जैसे प्रतीत होते हैं। भगवान ऐसे नित्य, आनंदमय तथा सर्वज्ञ रूप जैसे वेदों के शिक्षण ज्ञान से नहीं समझे जा सकते हैं, किंतु वे शुद्ध अनन्य भक्तों के लिए सदैव प्रकट होते हैं। ब्रह्म संहिता 5.33। ब्रह्म संहिता में अवतारों का वर्णन है। निसंदेह समस्त पौराणिक शास्त्रों में अवतारों का वर्णन हुआ है। कोई भी मनुष्य अवतार नहीं बन सकता, यद्यपि कलयुग में यह फैशन जैसा हो गया है। चूंकि शास्त्रों में अवतारों का वर्णन है, अतएव किसी ढोंगी अवतार को स्वीकार करने का खतरा मोल लेने की पूर्व शास्त्रों को देखना चाहिए। शास्त्रों में सर्वत्र कहा गया है कि कृष्ण आदि भगवान हैं और उनके असंख्य अवतार हैं। ब्रह्म संहिता में अन्यत्र कहा गया है, रामादि मूर्तिषु कला नियमेन तिष्ठन्। राम, नृसिंह तथा अन्य अनेक एक के बाद एक पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान के विस्तार हैं। कृष्ण के बाद बलराम, बलराम के बाद संकर्षण और तब अनिरुद्ध, यमुना, नारायण, तब फिर पुरुष अवतार महाविष्णु, गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु तथा क्षीरोदक्षाय विष्णु आते हैं। ये सभी अवतार हैं। मनुष्य को इन अवतारों के विषय में सुनना चाहिए। ऐसे अवतारों का वर्णन अवतार कथाएं कहलाते हैं। इन कथाओं का श्रवण तथा कीर्तन पूर्णतया पवित्र होता है। श्रृणोतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तनः। जो इन्हें सुनता तथा उनका कीर्तन करता है, वह पुण्य भौतिक कल्मषों से मुक्त बन सकता है। जब भी अवतारों का प्रसंग आता है तो धार्मिक सिद्धांतों की स्थापना होती है और कृष्ण के विरोधी असुर मारे जाते हैं। कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन सारे विश्व में दो उद्देश्य से फैल रहा है। पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान के रूप से कृष्ण की स्थापना करना तथा उन ढोंगियों का वध करना जो मिथ्या ही अपने को अवतार कहते हैं। श्री कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन के प्रचारकों को जब भी कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन सारे विश्व में दो उद्देश्यों से फैल रहा है। पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान के रूप में कृष्ण की स्थापना करना तथा उन ढोंगियों का वध करना जो मिथ्या ही अपने को अवतार कहते हैं। कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन के प्रचार
इंग्लिश में पढ़ना है। 4 लाइन।
हाँ। Whenever there are reference to the avatars, religious principles are established, and the demons who are against Krishna are killed. The Krishna conscious movement is spreading all over the world with two aims: to establish Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead and to kill all the pretenders who falsely present themselves as avatars. कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन सारे विश्व में दो उद्देश्यों से फैला रहा है। पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान के रूप में कृष्ण की स्थापना करना तथा उन ढोंगियों का वध करना जो मिथ्या ही अपने को अवतार कहते हैं। कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन के प्रचारकों को अपने मन में यह संकल्प बड़ी सावधानी से पालन करना चाहिए और उन असुरों का वध करना चाहिए जो बड़े ही निपुणता से पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण को अपमानित करते हैं। यदि हम नरसिंहदेव तथा प्रहलाद महाराज की शरण ले लें तो कृष्ण के विरोधी असुरों को मारना और इस तरह पुनः कृष्ण वर्चस्व को स्थापित करना आसान हो जाएगा। कृष्णस्तु भगवान स्वयं। कृष्ण परमेश्वर हैं, आदि भगवान हैं। प्रहलाद महाराज हमारे गुरु हैं और कृष्ण हमारे आराध्य ईश हैं। जैसे कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु का उपदेश है कि गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज। यदि हम पर प्रहलाद महाराज और उसके साथ नरसिम्हा देव की कृपा हो जाए तो हमारा कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन नितांत सफल हो जाएगा। असुर हिरण्यकश्यप के पास स्वयं ईश्वर बनने का प्रयास करने के अनेक साधन थे, किंतु प्रहलाद महाराज ने अनेक प्रकार से प्रताड़ित किए जाने और धमकाए जाने पर भी अपने शक्ति संपन्न पिता को ईश्वर मानने से बिल्कुल इनकार कर दिया। हमें प्रहलाद महाराज के राहों पर चलते हुए ऐसे सारे धूर्तों को अस्वीकार करना होगा जो अपने ईश्वर होने का स्वांग रचते हैं। हमें कृष्ण तथा उनके अवतारों के अतिरिक्त अन्य कुछ भी स्वीकार नहीं करना चाहिए। श्लोक नंबर 42 और 44 का अनुवाद।
अभी इस अध्याय के
यस
पहले श्लोक में जाओ।
यस श्लोक 1। Okay. Slok 1. The saint Narad Muni continued, is never misdirected by the material audience. On the contrary, whatever he possesses, he engages 100%. Yes, good Lord. Slok number 2. Prahlad Maharaj said, "My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because I was born in the atheistic family, I am naturally attached to material enjoyment. Therefore, kindly do not tempt me with these illusions. I am very much afraid of material conditions, and I desire to be liberated from materialistic life. It is for this reason that I have taken shelter of your lotus feet." Purport. Materialistic life means attachment to the body and everything in relationship to the body. This attachment is based on the lusty desires for sense gratification, specifically sexual enjoyment. Slok 3. Translation. O my worshipable Lord, because the seed of lusty desire, which is the root cause of material existence, is within the core of everyone's heart, you have sent me to this material world to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee. Text 4. Translation. Otherwise, O my Lord, O Supreme Instructor of the entire world, you are so kind to your devotees that you could not induce him to the something unbeneficial for him. On the other hand, one who desires some material benefit in exchange of devotional service cannot be your pure devotee. Indeed, he is no better than a merchant who wants profit in exchange for service. Text 5. A servant who desires material profit from his master. Korka. It is sometimes purport. It is sometimes found that one comes to a devotee or a temple of the Lord's just to get some material benefit. Such a person is described here as a mercantile man. Bhagavad Gita speaks of artho jigyasu artharthi. The word artha refers to one who is physically distressed. and artharthi refers to one in need of money. Such persons are forced to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead for mitigation of their distress or to get some money by the benediction of the Lord. They have been described as Sukruti, pious, because in their distress or need for money, they have approached the Supreme Personality. Text 5. Translation. A servant who desires material profit from his master, certainly not a qualified servant or pure devotee. Similarly, a master who bestows the benedictions upon his servant because of a desire to maintain the prestigious position as a master is also not a pure master. A servant who desires material profit from his master is certainly not a qualified servant or pure devotee. Similarly, a master who bestows benedictions upon his servant because of his desire to maintain a prestigious position as master is also not a pure master. A servant who desires material profit from his master is certainly not a qualified servant or pure devotee. Similarly, a master who bestows benedictions upon his servant because of a desire to maintain a prestigious position as master is also not a pure master. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20, कामेश तते हृदयज्ञाना प्रपद्यन्ते अन्य देवताः. Those whose minds are destroyed by the material desire surrender unto demigods. A demigod cannot become master, or the real master is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demigods, to keep their prestigious position, bestows upon their worshippers whether benedictions the worshippers want, whatever benediction the worshipper want. For example, once it was found that an asura took the benediction from the Lord Shiva, by which the asura would be able to kill someone. Text 6. Translation. O my Lord, I am your unmotivated servant and you are my eternal master. There is no need of your being anything other than master and servant. You are naturally my master and I am naturally your servant. We have one other relationship. Text 2.
Thank you for your favor.
And if he wants to show you the BBT, new BBT office, after the class, in the
क्लास के
corner.
बाद
Yes.
No problem.
Yes.
Marathon कैसे था?
Marathon कैसा?
मैराथन में बस ठीक था, हमारा जो एक्सपेक्टेशन था.
हमने बहुत अकेला बेचा हमारी किसी नहीं करना. उन्होंने कह रहे थे हम लोग कोई बिना हो सकते थे.
किसी मंदिर को किताब बेचे हैं.
हमने
नहीं यहाँ से गया है.
हाँ, हमने गुड़गांव महाराज जी का तो शॉर्ट पर गया था, हमारा पास था तो इनने कुछ ले गया था. बाद में तो हमारा भी शॉर्ट पर गया. कॉम प्रिंट किए थे ना. ये सर
क्लास के बाद. तो वही समय पे
Whenever you want me to come.
श्लोक 6. हे प्रभु, मैं आपका निस्वार्थ सेवक हूँ और आप मेरे नित्य स्वामी हैं. सेवक तथा स्वामी होने के अतिरिक्त हमें कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. आप स्वाभाविक मेरे स्वामी हैं और मैं स्वभावतः आपका सेवक हूँ। हम दोनों में कोई अन्य संबंध नहीं है। Text 7. O my Lord, best of the givers of benediction, if you are at all want to bestow a desirable benediction upon me, then I pray from your Lordship that within the core of my heart there be no material desire. Text 8. O my Lord, because of lusty desires from the very beginning of one's birth, the functions of one's senses, mind, life, body, religion, patience, intelligence, shyness,
अच्छा
Text 8. O my Lord, because of lusty desires from the very beginning of one's birth, the functions of one's senses, mind, life, body, religion, patience, intelligence, shyness, opulence, strength, memory, and truthfulness and vacuous are vacuous. Text 9. O my Lord, when a human being is able to give up all the material desire in his mind, he becomes eligible to possess wealth and opulence like yours. Text 10. O my Lord, full of six opulences, O Supreme Person, O Supreme Soul, Killer of the all miseries, O Supreme Person, in the form of wonderful lion and man, let me offer all the respectable.
जी अच्छा आ जाएगी कल आएगी ओके register yesterday the land completed it is
10. O my Lord, full of six opulences, O Supreme Person, O Supreme Soul, Killer of all miseries, O Supreme Person, in the form of wonderful lion and man, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Text 11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Prahlad, a devotee like you never desire any kind of material opulence, either in this life or in the next life. Nonetheless, I order you to enjoy the opulence of the demons in this material world, acting as their king until the end of the duration of time occupied by Manu. Text 12. It does not matter that you are in the material world. You should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me, and always be absorbed in thoughts of me. For I am the Supreme Soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Therefore, give up fruitive activities and worship me. Text 13. My dear Prahlad, while you are in the material world, you will exhaust all the reactions of pious activities by feeling happiness, and by the acting piously, you will neutralize impetuous activities. Because of the powerful time factor, you will give up your body, but the glories of your activities will be sung in the upper planetary systems, and being fully freed from all bondages, you will return home back to Godhead. Text 14. One who always remembers your activities and my activities also, and who chants the prayers you have offered, become free in due course of time from the reactions activities. Text. Prahlad Maharaj said, O Supreme Lord, because you are so merciful to the fallen souls, I ask you for only one benediction. I know that my father, at the time of his death, had already been purified by your glance upon him, but because of his ignorance of your beautiful power and supremacy, he was unnecessarily angry at you, falsely thinking that you were the killer of his brother. Thus, he directly blasphemed your lordship, the spiritual master of all living beings, and committed heavily sinful activities directed against you, your devotee. I wish that he be excused for their sinful activities. Text 18. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Prahlad, O most pure, O great saintly person, your father has been purified along with 21 forefathers in your family because you were born in in this family. The entire dynasty has been purified. Text 19. Whenever and wherever there are peaceful, equipoised devotees who are well behaved and decorated with all the good qualities, that place and the dynasty, there even in condemned are purified. Text 20. My dear Prahlad, king of the Daitas, because of being attached to the devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. In all respect, he is never jealous of anyone. Text 21. Those who follows your example will naturally become my pure devotee, who are the best example of my devotee, and others should follow in your footsteps. Text 22. My dear child, your father has already been purified just by the touch of my body at the time of his death. Nonetheless, the duty of a son is to perform the Shraddha ritualistic ceremony after his father's death so that his father may be promoted to the planetary system where he may become good citizen and devotee. Text 23. After performing their ritualistic ceremonies, take charge of your father's kingdom, sit upon the throne, and do not be disturbed by the materialistic activities. Please keep your mind fixed upon me without transgressing the injunctions of the Vedas. As a matter of formality, you may perform your particular duties. Text 24. Sri Narad Muni continued, Thus, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead ordered, Prahlad Maharaj performed their ritualistic ceremonies for his father. O King Yudhishthira, he was then enthroned in the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu as directed by the Brahmanas. Text 25. Lord Brahma, surrendered by the other demigods, was bright-faced because the Lord was pleased. Thus he offered prayers to the Lord with transcendental words. Text 26. Lord Brahma said, O Supreme Lord of all lords, proprietor of the entire universe, O Benedictor of all living entities, O original person, Adi Purusa, because of our good fortune, you have now killed this sinful demon who was giving trouble to the entire universe. 27. This demon Hiranyakashipu received from me the benediction that he would not be killed by any living being within my creation, with this assurance that with strength derived from austerities and mystic power, he become excessively proud and transgressed all the Vedic injunctions. Text 28. By great fortune, Hiranyakashipu's son, Sri Prahlad Maharaj, has now been released from death. For although he is a child, he is an exalted devotee. Now he is fully under the protection of your lotus feet. Text 29. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the Supreme Soul. If one meditates upon your transcendental body, you naturally protect him from all sorts of fear, even the imminent danger of death. Text 30. The personality of Godhead replied, my dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord, born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to give milk to a snake, so it is dangerous to give benediction to the demons, who are by naturally ferocious and jealous. I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demon again. Text 31. Narad Muni continued, O King Yudhishthira, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is not visible to an ordinary human being, spoke in this way, instructing Lord Brahma. Then, being worshipped by Brahma, the Lord disappeared from the place. Text 32. Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered prayers to all the demigods, such as Brahma, Shiva, and the Prajapatis, who all are parts of the Lord. 33. Thereafter, along with Sukracharya and other great saints, Lord Brahma, whose seat is on the lotus flower, made Prahlada the king of all the demons and reigns in this universe. O King Yudhishthir, after all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma were properly worshipped by the Prahlad Maharaj, they offered Prahlada their utmost benedictions and then returned to their respective abodes. 35. Thus the two associates of Lord Vishnu, who had become Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, the son of Diti, were both killed by illusion. They had thought that Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, was their enemy. 36. Being caused by the Brahmanas, the same two associates took birth again as Kumbhakarna and the 10-headed Ravana. These two Rakshasas were killed by Lord Ramachandra, extraordinary power. 37. Pierced by the arrows of the Lord Ramachandra, both Kumbhakarna and Ravana lay on the ground and left their bodies, fully absorbed in thought of the Lord. Just as they had their previous birth as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They both took birth again in human society as Shishupal and Dantavakra and continued in the same enmity towards the Lord. It is they who merged into the body of the Lord in your presence. 39. Not only Shishupal and Dantavakra, but also many other kings who acted as enemies of Krishna attained salvation at the time of the death, because they thought of the Lord. They received spiritual bodies and forms the same as his, just as worms captured by a black drone obtain the same type of the body as the drone. By the devotional service, pure devotee who innocently think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead receive bodies similarly to his. This is known as Swarupya Mukti. Although Shishupal and Dantavakra and other kings thought of Krishna as an enemy, they also achieved the same result. Everything you asked me about how Sisupal and others attained the salvation although they were inimical has now been explained to you by me. 32. In this narration of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, various expansions or incarnations of the Lord have been described, and the killing of the two demons, Hiranyaksha and the Hiranyakashipu, has also been described. 33 and 34. This narration describes the characteristics of the great and exalted devotees Prahlad Maharaj, his staunch devotional service, his perfect knowledge, and his perfect detachment from material contaminations. It also describes the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the cause of incarnation, maintenance, and inhalation. Prahlad Maharaj, in his prayers, has described the transcendental qualities of the Lord and has also described how the various abodes of the demigods and demons, regardless of how material opulent, are destroyed by the merry direction of the Lord. 45. The principles of religion by which one can actually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are called Bhagavata Dharma. In this narration, therefore, which deals with these principles, actual transcendental is properly described. 46. One who hears and chants his narrations about the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of God and Vishnu is certainly liberated from the material bondage without fail. 47. One who hears and chants his narration about the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu is certainly liberated from the material bondage without fail. 47. Prahlad Maharaj was
Yes, yeah, today if you go to class, we'll go to the VBT. Yeah, another request I'll ask you tonight about this Pushpa Samadhi of yeah, last week we went there, Panchaguru Prabhu is physically the place. This is okay. He'll talk to you also. Sure.
Yes.
Mohan Gorchandra, along with Namtripur, around 25 students, 25 to 30 came. Mohan Gorchandra has around 150. Takes 42. Administrative studies. What to do with
पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान श्री कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है। साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यप नामक
also, would you like to meet the EC today? The three co-president, Vishwanath Prabhu and myself. Like Devakananda Prabhu came last time, he made me.
They don't mind. They have only 12 o'clock. There's a meeting with Yogi.
12 o'clock.
When we are meeting
In the legal office.
when?
If it is okay with you, 11 o'clock.
But they will say, I guess they will be an adjustment with them.
Yeah, Devakananda Prabhu met when we came. He met.
I thought you could have a look to it.
पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान श्री कृष्ण
You said Milan and Kartan.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है। साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यप नामक दो असुरों के वध का वर्णन किया गया है। तात्पर्य पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है। साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यप नामक दो असुरों के वध का भी वर्णन किया गया है। तात्पर्य पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है। साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यप नामक 2 असुरों के वध का भी
Your
वर्णन किया है।
disciples serving in the Bhishma department, father and daughter. So he wants to receive the Banaprastha wearing saffron.
I will speak later.
Later Maharaj will talk.
A big one.
Yeah. We will continue again.
पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है। साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यप नामक 2 असुरों का वध का भी वर्णन किया गया है।
अनुवाद
पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण संबंधी इस कथा में भगवान के विभिन्न अवतारों का वर्णन किया गया है। साथ ही इसमें हिरण्याक्ष तथा हिरण्यकश्यप नामक
के नीचे voice of the people of their brother. अनुवाद
मैं उन पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान गोविंद की पूजा करता हूँ जो आदि पुरुष हैं, अद्वैत, अच्युत तथा अनादि हैं। यद्यपि वे अनंत रूपों में विस्तार करते हैं तो भी वे आदि हैं। यद्यपि वे सबसे प्राचीन पुरुष हैं फिर भी वे सदा नवयुवक जैसे
आदि का
प्रतीत होते हैं।
मतलब सबसे पुराना।
भगवान ऐसे नित्य, आनंदमय तथा सर्वज्ञ रूप जैसे वेदों के शैक्षिक ज्ञान में नहीं समझे जा सकते, किंतु वे शुद्ध अनन्य भक्तों के लिए सदैव प्रकट होते हैं।
ये अनुवाद फिर से पढ़िए। ये अलवेदा में जो तुम
मैं उन पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान गोविंद की पूजा करता हूँ जो आदि पुरुष हैं, अद्वैत, अच्युत तथा अनादि हैं। यद्यपि वे अनंत रूपों में विस्तार करते हैं तो भी वे आदि हैं। यद्यपि वे सबसे प्राचीन पुरुष हैं फिर भी वे सदा नवयुवक जैसे प्रतीत होते हैं। भगवान ऐसे नित्य, आनंदमय तथा सर्वज्ञ रूप जैसे वेदों के शैक्षणिक ज्ञान से नहीं समझे जा सकते, किंतु वे शुद्ध अनन्य भक्तों के लिए सदैव प्रकट होते हैं। मैं उन पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान गोविंद की पूजा करता हूँ जो आदि पुरुष हैं, अद्वैत, अच्युत तथा अनादि हैं। यद्यपि वे अनंत रूपों में विस्तार करते हैं तो भी वे आदि हैं। यद्यपि वे सबसे प्राचीन पुरुष हैं फिर भी वे सदा नवयुवक जैसे प्रतीत होते हैं। भगवान ऐसे नित्य, आनंदमय तथा सर्वज्ञ रूप जैसे वेदों के शैक्षणिक ज्ञान से नहीं समझे जा सकते हैं, किंतु वे शुद्ध अनन्य भक्तों के लिए सदैव प्रकट होते हैं। मैं उन पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान गोविंद की पूजा करता हूँ जो आदि पुरुष हैं, अद्वैत हैं, अच्युत तथा अनादि हैं। यद्यपि वे अनंत रूपों में विस्तार करते हैं तो भी वे आदि हैं। यद्यपि वे सबसे प्राचीन पुरुष हैं फिर भी वे सदा नवयुवक जैसे प्रतीत होते हैं। भगवान ऐसे नित्य, आनंदमय तथा सर्वज्ञ रूप जैसे वेदों के शैक्षणिक ज्ञान से नहीं समझे जा सकते, किंतु वे शुद्ध अनन्य भक्तों के लिए सदैव प्रकट होते हैं। निसंदेह समस्त प्रामाणिक शास्त्रों में अवतारों का वर्णन हुआ है। कोई भी मनुष्य अवतार नहीं बन सकता। यद्यपि कलयुग में यह फैशन जैसा हो गया है। चूंकि शास्त्रों में अवतारों का वर्णन है, अतएव किसी ढोंगी अवतार को स्वीकार करने का खतरा मोल लेने के पूर्व शास्त्रों को देखना चाहिए। शास्त्रों में सर्वत्र कहा गया है कि कृष्ण आदि भगवान हैं और उनके असंख्य अवतार हैं।
संख्या
Yes, right.
ब्रह्म संहिता में अन्यत्र कहा गया है, रामादि मूर्तिषु कला नियमेन तिष्ठन्, राम, नृसिंह तथा अन्य अनेक एक के बाद एक पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान के विस्तार है। कृष्ण के बाद बलराम, बलराम के बाद संकर्षण और तब अनिरुद्ध, प्रद्युम्न, नारायण, तब फिर पुरुष अवतार महाविष्णु, गर्भदक्षाय विष्णु तथा क्षीरोदक्षाय विष्णु आते हैं। ये सभी अवतार हैं। मनुष्यों को इन अवतारों के विषय में सुनना चाहिए। ऐसे अवतारों के वर्णन अवतार कथाएं कहलाती हैं। इन कथाओं का श्रवण तथा कीर्तन पूर्णतया पवित्र होता है। श्रोतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तनः, जो इन्हें श्रोतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तनः, जो इन्हें सुनता तथा इसका वर्णन करता है, वो पुण्य भौतिक कलमों से मुक्त बन सकता है। जब भी अवतारों का प्रसंग आता है तो धार्मिक सिद्धांतों की स्थापना होती है और कृष्ण के विरोधी असुर मारे जाते हैं। कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन सारे विश्व में दो उद्देश्यों से फैल रहा है। पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान के रूप में कृष्ण की स्थापना करना तथा उन ढोंगियों का वध करना जो मिथ्या ही अपने को अवतार कहते हैं। कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन के प्रचारकों को अपना मन में यह संकल्प बड़ी सावधानी से पालन करना चाहिए और उन असुरों का वध करना चाहिए जो बड़ी ही निपुणता से पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान कृष्ण को अपमानित करते हैं। यद्यपि हम नरसिंहदेव तथा प्रहलाद महाराज की शरण ले लें तो कृष्ण के विरोधी असुरों को मारना और इस तरह पुनः कृष्ण के वर्चस्व को स्थापित करना आसान हो जाएगा। कृष्णस्तु भगवान स्वयं, कृष्ण परमेश्वर हैं, आदि भगवान हैं। प्रहलाद महाराज हमारे गुरु हैं और कृष्ण हमारे आराध्य ईश हैं। जैसे कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु जी का उपदेश है, गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज। यदि हम पर प्रहलाद महाराज और उनके साथ नरसिंह देव की कृपा हो जाए तो हमारा कृष्ण भावनामृत आंदोलन नित्यांत सफल हो जाएगा। असुर हिरण्यकश्यप के पास स्वयं ईश्वर बनने का प्रयास करने के अनेक साधन हैं, किंतु प्रहलाद महाराज ने अनेक प्रकार से प्रताड़ित किए जाने और धमकाए जाने पर भी अपने शक्ति संपन्न पिता को ईश्वर मानने से बिल्कुल इनकार कर दिया। हमें प्रहलाद महाराज के चरण चिन्हों पर चलते हुए ऐसे सारे धूर्तों को अस्वीकार करना होगा जो अपने ईश्वर होने का स्वांग रचते हैं। हमें कृष्ण तथा उनके अवतारों के अतिरिक्त अन्य कुछ भी स्वीकार नहीं करना चाहिए।
I don't need it. Even tomorrow morning,
Yes,
I think for one day only.
अपेरेंस लिखना अपेरेंस ठीक है ठीक है
Is good. यहाँ पैसा लगा देता हूँ सामने
Okay.
sorry
Please answer. Proper paper. Then like Like Kumbhakarna.
And yes, Hiranyakshipu, Kumbhakarna Ravan.
ओके महाराज निकलेंगे खाली देखना तो